Okay, here's another video on the Chevrolet HHR, and this is about the lift gate. As you can see, I took it apart, and the reason for that is because the electronic lift gate release or latch is stuck, so that we couldn't get this open. So what I did is I went ahead and removed the panel, and there's a little lever here that you have to hit with a screwdriver. You can see that. That'll go ahead and release your lift gate. So once you, well, before you do that, when it's closed on this panel here, it's already removed, and you see all these notches here. So there's one that pops out. If you look closely into it, there's one that pops out, and that's where if you use a flashlight and the flat screwdriver, you'll be able to hit that little lever and pop open your lift gate. So the problem is that this is stuck. So I went ahead and I took mine apart. You can see this little motor here. So this little motor was already too weak, and it wasn't turning the gear. Here's the other piece, and it's supposed to turn this gear, and it's supposed to turn this piece here. So it turns it at a 45-degree angle, or close, and then it comes back. So when you pop it off, make sure you don't lose this spring. And to take it off, you're gonna use star keys like this. I used a T9 and a T10. The T10 will release these 3 screws. Those 3 screws will release, are the ones that go here, here, and over here. And then there's one screw here that keeps this cover on, and that's what the T9 is for. So it's this little short one here. So the reason that I opened it was because I was gonna I'm trying to fix this little motor here. The way I did it, is I pop off this motor like this with a screwdriver, and I already did mine. What I did is I got an angle grinder, and you have to grind off these notches here, because otherwise you won't be able to open it. And I grind it off over here on this side. So then what you want to do, I would get a black marker, permanent marker, just mark this with this, just so that you know which side goes where, because it does matter once you put it back together. So you pull out this, and carefully, you can see the carbon contacts there. Don't mess with those. What I did is I got some brake cleaner, and I wiped this off, and then I got some very fine sandpaper and just gave it a light sand, just to give it some fresh copper. Once you do that, you carefully put it back together. And the way that I did it is you go sideways, careful not to bend those carbon contacts, and you'll see the contacts start to spread little by little until you fit that in, and then carefully you put the motor back together. Don't worry about trying to get this glued or trying to put something in there to get it stuck. It will stay in there. So then you bring it over here, you pop it back in place, and the reason that matters is because these are the contacts that go towards the bottom. Once you pop it in, you go ahead and you pull your lift gate down a little bit. You press the button, and as you can see now, it's got a bunch of power. So now it's got enough power to turn that gear, and it will pop your lift gate open. So that's my fix. I will make a second video on how to pop open the trunk if your actuator is not working, and hopefully this helps a lot of you guys. Be careful when you put everything back together. Once you pop it off, make sure you see how it goes back on, and then when you put it back on, give it a quick try before you close it. So hopefully this helps you out.